Good day, friends. Miloa here. I am so excited because today I get to talk to a boss, and she is the author of the Montgomery Brothers of Montana series, which sounds super juicy, and I can't wait to talk to her about it. So, welcome, a boss. Please tell us about yourself and about your series.
I'm a boss. I have been a published author for over a year now. My debut series was the Montgomery Brothers of Montana. It's still an ongoing series, and it's just focuses in a small town called Whitetail, Montana,
Hmm.
and it's we aim for steam and swoon. So
That sounds like a lot of fun. So, your first book in the series is called Wanted by You, right? So, Wanted by You is the perfect blend of grumpy and sunshine. So, what inspired Butch and Cassidy's personalities, especially their delicious clash over coffee cups? Because I thought that that was a very interesting twist.
yeah, well, their personalities just kind of pulled from daily life, just people. Just real people having real moments. The clash of the coffee cups was is just kind of a meet cute idea that I had one day. And I think it stemmed from we've all had some bad moments where just the littlest things irritate you and you have no explanation. You're walking through a door frame and your sweater gets caught on a door and your day's ruined. That's kind of what Butch had. He had just a bad moment and it turned into a great meet cute. So yeah.
Excellent. And so this is an enemies to lovers, right? So is this is such a fan favorite trope. So what do you think makes this dynamic, this fan trope so satisfying, especially in a small town setting?
I think small town really pulls in the forced proximity trope just completely naturally.
Mhm.
And it opens the door for so many other like natural tropes of past relationships, family ties, all of those. It just flows seamlessly. And I just small town is just it was made for enemies to lovers.
So what is the name in small town Montana that you picked?
I picked whitetail, like the
Oh,
deer, like the white-tailed
uh,
deer.
so is that
Oh.
a made up town?
Oh, yeah, it's not real. I made
Okay.
sure it wasn't real, just in case.
That's good to know. And
Yeah.
that that's great. So what's one scene in Wanted by You that made you laugh out loud while you were writing it?
Oh, there's a couple, but there's one scene, it's towards the end, maybe 80% or so into the book, where Butch's brother comes over to his house. His name's Duke. He's actually the main lead of book two. He trips coming into the doorway, and it's just Cassidy's dog, Frankie, has a moment of panic, and it's just this little complete scene of chaos. And I love it so much. I love how I wrote it. I feel like you can just completely picture the entire scene. And I every time I read it, I laugh. I think it's hilarious.
That's cute. Um, the town gossip, the greeting cards, and the doodle cups. Those are a lot of little details. But I think those details are what makes the world real and alive. So, since you're creating this um, fictitious small town in Montana, how did you go about doing that?
I think it was just building off of those small details. I know what I wanted. I wanted the coffee shop, the quaintness of it. I wanted just I you have to have the gossip. Everybody loves gossip. Who doesn't? You got to have that drama aspect. And I just knew I grew up in a small town. I live in a different small town. And I think I just really pulled a lot from real life experiences and
Mm.
the favorite pieces that you get from a small town that you can't find anywhere else. And then I took a couple of the bad things and threw them in there too, because, you know, why not?
Gotta have some drama. Yeah,
Yes.
I'm a city girl myself.
Mhm.
I grew up in the city. I live in a city, but my parents came from small towns. So they always regale me with so many small town stories that, it almost feels natural. But yeah, I'm a city girl. I don't think I could do small town.
You
But
could. Everybody can.
if I had to choose a small town, it would have to be a beach community. Um,
Okay.
because that's where I would see myself at. Um, is, on the beach, retired, hopefully stacking up royalties with all the books that I'm selling.
That's the dream for all of us,
I know,
right?
right? That's the dream. Hopefully, we'll get there one day. I like this next question because I think it gives insight to your characters. So, if Butch could write Cassidy a real greeting card, what would it say? And would he actually sign it so that you would know that it was him?
Okay, so he would for sure sign it because he would want full credit for taking
Okay.
the time and writing a greeting card or any kind of little note for her. He would 100% sign it. I think if he had to say anything, it would just be "You're mine." Very straightforward, man of few words, knows what he wants. That is Butch Montgomery.
Nice, yeah, okay. And so also the book features a chubby wiener dog. So tell us more. I love dogs. I've got 3 dogs of my own, and they're all sitting
Mhm.
here by my feet keeping me company right now. So what's the inspiration for the dog and how does this pup steal the show?
Yeah, a lot of my reviews say how much they loved Frankie, which Frankie is Cassidy's dog. It was her father's. At the beginning of the book, you do learn that she came back to town from college to take care of her sick father, who does end up passing away, and she names Frankie as her little bestie. And he is the silent star of the show for sure.
Hmm.
He's got a lot of little Houdini aspects. I won't spoil anything, but we do set up cameras and discover what he is really up to when no one is there. So he's 100% inspired by, I have two dachshunds. One is on the chubby side. We don't like to shame him, but he did steal yeah, last week. He stole an entire muffin off my plate, wrapping the whole thing, gone within seconds. I turned away for a moment. It was gone. So that is the epitome of Frankie. So he's a I love him. He's a
Yeah.
great character.
One of my pups is similarly, so my mom is elderly, and so she eats usually, by her bedside,
Mhm.
and I had to buy one of those tables that has wheels at the bottom, so that if my mom
Yeah.
gets up to go to the restroom, she can push the table away so that the dog can't get to the food and the snacks.
Mhm.
Because same thing, we turn our backs and seconds later everything would be absorbed. It's crazy how fast they can eat.
Oh yeah.
So, if you had to describe wanted by you in 3 emojis, what would they be and why?
Okay. So I think I'd have to have the little cute dog head for sure to represent Frankie.
Mhm.
Have to. Second would be I think it's a smiling one with the three little hearts around the
Yeah.
head.
Mhm.
Um, for the swoony moments. I feel like that's good for swoon. And I don't know how they describe it in like the emoji messaging, but it's the one where the face is like half red and the tongue's out and they're like panting with like sweat.
Okay.
So maybe that one to cover the steam. I think that would be a solid those would be the solid
So
3 ones.
cool. That's fun. So what's a line or moment from Wanted by You that still gives you butterflies?
Um, for sure it had to be the there's a vulnerable moment between, Butch and Cassidy, and he says to her, "Anywhere without you isn't anywhere I want to be." And
Oh.
I know, I love it.
Oh.
I'm obsessed with it, and I have to give a tiny bit of credit to my husband because he's not said those exact words, although I would be obsessed if he would. If he's watching this, please say that to me. Um, you'll be happy you did. But he doesn't like doing stuff without me, and I definitely pulled a little bit from that, so
Oh, that is so sweet. Ah. So, juggling writing with family life. So, what's your secret to carving out time to create these swoony scenes while raising kids, family, and dogs all together?
yeah.
And you
Yeah,
said you
we're
have
all
another
together.
side business as well. So, how do you manage it all?
Um, there is no secret sauce. I wish there was. I would be drinking it, but it's just you find the time when you can. My kids are young, so I rely heavily on when they go to school.
Mhm,
So I don't get too much done during the summer months, which is a bummer, but you kind of get what you take where you can take the
mhm,
time when you can.
mhm,
Um, so that's the dogs definitely are my children during the day while the kids are at school, and then they
mhm.
sleep when the kids come home. So it's nonstop with somebody wanting something. So
Yeah. I find that even 15 minutes of writing can get the ball moving one step closer to being done.
mhm.
But yeah, it's a challenge. Real life is a challenge. Adulting is a challenge. Um,
Yeah,
I always find it so fascinating because as a kid, I always wanted to be an adult. And then as an adult, I'm like, hell no, I'd much rather be a kid again. I don't like this adulting stuff. So
for sure.
on the weekends, I usually take one day off a week. And then if my family or anybody asks me to do something, I'm like, sorry, I'm not adulting today. It's my day off. Go ask somebody else.
Oh,
um,
I wish.
yeah, with two little kids, I don't think you're gonna have that much luck.
Right.
So what's your go-to coffee order since this is a cafe scenes? And do you doodle on your cups?
So I actually don't drink coffee, funny enough.
Okay.
I do love hot chocolate though. White hot chocolate specifically is top tier. But I doodle. I love to doodle. I especially love it when I'm listening to audiobooks and you're just relaxing. You get little notebooks. I got little notebooks everywhere around the house for ideas, and I'll just kind of scribble little stuff on it, and yeah.
Cool. Um, do you drink tea or is it just the hot chocolate?
I've got tea in my cupboard for years. I haven't drank it. I should. I like green tea. I just don't take the time to make it for myself. I'd
Ah,
rather grab like a water
mhm.
because it's right there.
And it's quick,
So,
and you're probably on
yeah.
the run anyways.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
if readers had to take away one thing from Wanted by You, what do you hope it is?
So, I really strive to make believable characters, in a believable love story. And I guess I just really hope that readers can take that away and feel like they actually are involved in a real love story and they really read one. And then they can take that and find their happily ever in real life and not just fictionally.
Great.
Yeah.
So the Montgomery Brothers of Montana, I'm assuming that books 2, 3, and so on is going to be dealing with the other members of the family. Can
Yes.
you talk a little bit about your plans for the series?
So there's five brothers and one sister. And actually, I started the series with a prequel, which actually covers the parents, Julie and Clayton. So that's a very short novella. Um, and then it just kind of leads into the most epic epilogue you've ever seen that just is the bulk of the series. I do plan on, and I've said this before, I plan on writing a, so it'll be the prequel, the six main books, and then I want to do kind of another novella at the end with Julian Clayton again. And it'll be, who knows, 30, 40 years down the road. And
Mhm.
It'll be them being able to look at the beautiful life that they built, and it'll be their the epic closer to the series.
That sounds like a
So, yeah.
wonderful series. So I'm
Yeah.
assuming each of the brothers and sister is gonna have their own love story experience that they're gonna go through.
Yes.
Is it all gonna be in this same small town?
I can't give spoilers. They will all be majorly in the small town. I have plans. I can't spoil too much.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, okay, so thank you so much for coming to the interview today. And
Yeah.
sharing your world and the stories that you're creating. It sounds such fun to read. I'm actually probably gonna buy them. So for the audience, for more details on A Boss's books, click on the link in the description below. It will direct you to her Amazon author page. And to get a sneak peek of what I'm working on, you can head on over to miloascape.com for a free book as well. A Boss, thank you so much for being here today.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Thanks everyone. As always, happy hunting.